Take 47.
Hi everyone, welcome to our video. I have managed to rope in our brilliant CEO, Krish. Today we're diving into something really interesting. So this is one of Datanomy's overhead reports on Power BI. So Krish, do you want to kick off things by just walking me and the viewers through the report?
Sure, Manya. First, I just want to start by saying thanks for jumping in and doing the video with me. It's a bit of a weird thing to say, but I do enjoy doing some creative stuff, and building out the marketing is something that I really do enjoy doing, which is very weird as an accountant. You don't usually get very many creative accountants that are proud to say that. So thanks for letting me do that with you. So the idea with this report is a very basic, simple demo with some data that's quite common and similar to a lot of the businesses that we work with. The idea is to give FDs a very quick overview of what's happening with their overheads, with a comparison against their budget or their plan or a forecast. So if you've got a forecast and you want to see what the differences are, and that's what your main focus is on, you can do that very quickly. You can equally switch in other comparators into this report, but we'll just start with the demo that we've got here. So from the report, I'm just going to click around and show you what's in there, and I'm going to talk it through with you as if I'm covering a month-end meeting. So the first thing I want to be able to call out is, in the month, this business is 2.2 million adverse, but overall in the year to date, it's pretty much in line. It's 200k favorable. So something's going on in the current month, but we just need to go and look into what's driving it. And it also shows us the breakdown of the different functions, business functions that are there. So you can see there's manufacture that looks like they're heavily overspent, as is the HR team here as well. What's great about Power BI is you can quickly interact with the report and get a breakdown across the piece. So if I want to see what's happening in manufacturing, I can click on manufacturing and I can see the breakdown of, how much of their variance is driven by people cost, how much is, building and offices, technology, etc. And so I can see that across the different departments. And you can see here there's a common theme that the people spends quite well overspend. So if I want to see what's happening in the people spend, I can equally click on that and I can see the breakdown both on the year to date and the month.
So there's we can even see the details of where it's going in that particular cost category.
That's correct. So it shows us the overview on this particular page, but there's a few icons here. The pitchfork icon, which you can just about see here, allows us to kind of drill to the next level. I can equally just drill into one specific area. So because there's a lot of data, using the pitchfork at this basic level shows too much information, but we can use the toggle and just drill into the people spend here in a bit more detail. And you can see there's a movement there, a large overspend that's down to travel, another 300k that's down to salary and wages. What's interesting, so having looked at the report, I can see there's a bit of a dip off in period 4. And actually, if I click on the period 4, I can see that there's an equivalent offset by the exact same amount between the two periods. So the 1.5 million travel and entertainment is underspent by the equivalent in the previous period. So clearly there's some phasing elements that have gone between the two different months there. But if we did want to drill in further and just see what's happening behind the scenes, we can use a drill down function and actually go to a new screen, and it'll give us a breakdown of that same spend. What's really nice is you can keep drilling in and keep going deeper into it down to the individual cost items. And this is a sample report. It's built up based on the data that we had available, something we could pull together as a demo. The next level of this might be an expense report that you've got in the background that has individuals spend. Now, that might not be available and accessible by everyone, but maybe the OPEX manager or someone that's authorized to see that sensitive data can just go from this report and drill through into that next level of detail. But you can see here there's quite a lot of money that's been spent on air travel, some of it's on accommodation, and there's a lot of other expenses there which kind of implies there was some sort of conference or something that's happened that's resulted in that overspend. Yeah, and equally you can see the year-to-date number, because it's pretty much in line. Most of these differences look like they're phasing. So actually, as well as the travel and expenses being a bit of a shift, it looks like there's something's happened in the travel and the salaries that have driven the same sort of offset between the two different months. And so hopefully that just gives a bit of a flavour for what the report's able to do. You can correlate between different numbers, you can hold control and see, lots of different comparators at the same time. So if I want to look at period 4 manufacturing and just look at what the breakdown of the cost elements were, I can see that as well, and just see how much within period 4, within manufacturing, how much was people, how much was, was the other areas, the other spend types there. So that's just really a general flavour. What I'm really keen to know, though, is, having seen this and having seen the data that's there, what would take this to the next level? Is it the way that we're looking at the cost? So in my experience, I've looked at cost in several different formats. So this is a functional view, allowing you to kind of drill down to who's accountable for that spend and where they're spending that money. You might have a slightly different, more commercial view, where you want to see the cost to achieve, cost to acquire, cost to serve your customers. And seeing it in that way allows you to kind of work out where the value is and how much value you're getting from that spend. Or you might just want to see more drivers and more insight, whether it's the full-time equivalent, breakdowns by grade, or some other driver that helps take it to the next level. Driving your team, and how much downtime there is, how much downtime there is because there's a machine that's broken, or there's not enough work on, or any other factors that you might be able to control and make decision points around. Everything here should be designed in a way, and it takes thought, and it takes insight, and it takes understanding the business. But ultimately, if you take this and actually reflect it, make it reflect the underlying drivers in the business, your teams, your finance teams, should be able to go out and take actions and change the business, partner with different divisions and really get some new insights out, and hopefully improve the performance of the business.
Sure. Even from a non-tech background, like this, safe to say, this is the most I've gotten along with data. And like Krish said, we want to know from you guys, what do you think would make this report even better? So just drop it down in the comments, and thanks for watching.